Chapter 1 Isadoramoon. That's me. And my best friend is Pink Rabbit. He was my favorite toy, so Mom magicked him alive with her magic wand. Mom can't do things like that because she's a fairy. Oh, and I did also mention that my dad is a vampire. That makes me half fairy, half vampire. My second best friends are Zoe and Oliver. They all go to the same school together. It's a regular school for human children. I love it. Every morning, Zoe and Oliver knocked for me and we worked through school together. Mom and Dad always tried and avoided opening the door. They are still a bit funny about talking to humans. It was the first day back at school after the summer holiday, and I was really looking forward to seeing my friends. As soon as I heard a bang, bang, bang on the door, I flew to open it. Zoe, I said, leaping on top of her and giving her a big hug. I didn't leap on top of Oliver because he doesn't like hugs. We all started to walk down the garden path together, and Pink Rabbit bounced along behind us. Zoe made a tinkling sound as she walked because she was wearing a lot of jewelry. She wants to be an actress when she grows up and is always dressing up as different people. Today, I'm the queen, she told me, twiddling onto the necklace round on her finger and patting the paper crown on her head. Queen Zoe! Like your bracelets, I said. Where did you get them? In France, said Zoe. That's where we went on holiday. It was fantastic. We went there onto the ferry boat. Ooh, that sounds great, said Oliver. He loved boats. Then she fished in her bag and pulled another bracelet. This one is for you, Isadora, she said. From France. Wow, I said, taking the bracelets. Thanks, Zoe. I felt all glowy inside as I put it on. And this is for you, Oliver, said Zoe, holding on a magnet in the shape of the France flag. Cool, said Oliver. Thanks, Zoe. It was very kind of Zoe to bring me something from her holiday, but I felt a bit tiny embarrassment that I hadn't got anything for her. I can't wait for a show to tell today, said Oliver. I brought photos of my holiday. We stayed in a hotel by the seaside. That sounds nice, I said, and then I tried to change the subject. I suddenly didn't want to talk about holidays anymore, especially my holiday. And I had been to the seaside like Zoe and Oliver, but strange things happened there. The sort of thing that probably didn't happen on Human's holiday. When we got into the school, our teacher, Mrs. Cherry, was already arranging the classroom for show and tell. Good morning, class, she said, beaming around the class. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. Who wants to come up and talk about their holiday first? A forest of hands shot up into the air, and I tried to sink down behind my desk. I really didn't want to stand up and tell everyone about my holiday. I was sure they would all think my holiday was not normal. I felt embarrassed. Isadoramoon, said Mrs. Cherry. How about you? I started at her in a panic. Come on, she said. I'm sure you had a lovely summer. Slowly I stood up and walked to the front of the class. A sea of expectant faces stared back at me. I took a deep breath and felt my voice wobbled. Well, I began. It all started one sunny morning. I came downstairs to find Mom waving her wand about into the kitchen. She had making up a fairy pattern tent, and it was sitting on the middle of the floor. My baby sister Honey Blossom was in her high chair, mashing toasts into her face. And Dad was sitting at the table with her, yawning. He had just came back in his night fly and drank his rat juice. Dad only ever drinks rat juice. It's a vampire thing. Mom smiled at me as I came into the room. There you are, she said. What do you think of this? She pointed at her tent. Do you like the pattern? It's for you. We're going to the camping. What? Said Dad. Camping? Mom repeated. We are going to the camping by the sea. I booked it this morning. I, said Dad primly, do not do camping. Oh, don't be silly, said Mom. You love it. There's nothing better than walking up outdoors with the morning sunshine blasting in your tent, cooking on a campfire, playing into the beach, and wonderful too close to be nature's. Dad did not look confused. Convinced. I walked around the tent into the middle of the floor, inspecting into the lifting of the flap peered inside. So, what do you think? Asked Mom again. I'm not sure about that color, I admitted. It's a bit too pink and flowery. Okay, said Mom. How about this? She waved her wand again, and the tent changed to black and white stripy patterns. Oh, yes, that's more like it, I said, crawled inside. Pink Rabbit followed me, and we sat crouched under down and convinced words lighting to Mom and Dad. We'll be right next to the beach, so we can't go swimming in the sea every day, said Mom, saying. Pink Rabbit put his paws over his ears. He hates getting wet because it takes him ages to get dry. We have to pack him up outside onto the washing line. And anyway, said Mom again, it's booked and final. We got camping. We'll leave this afternoon. So you better get packing. Well then, said that I'm going to out for a bath to enjoy my home comfort while I still can. I did wonder how Dad was going to cope without his bathroom on our camping trip. He doesn't like to spend a lot of time in there. He has baths that last 4 hours where he plays classic music and lights hundreds of flaking candles. Then he spent at least an hour with his special comb, smoothing down his shiny black hair with gel. A vampire hair is the pride and joy, he always said. You ought to brush your more open. After breakfast, we went to pack our things and then stood by the front door waiting for Dad. Eventually, he appeared at the top of the stairs with a 5-giant suitcase. You can't bring all that, Mom gasped. You wouldn't fit in the car. We'll strap onto the roof then, said Dad cheerfully. Mom sighed. She tried to pick one of the suitcases, but it was too heavy. She couldn't even get off the ground. What have you got in there? She asked, waving one at it. The suitcase sprang open and hundreds of Dad's gleaming products burst out into the floors. Mom rolled her eyes. She pointed at the twirly black comb. Surely you'll not bring that, she said. That's your great-great-great-grandfather's ATQ-gelled vampire comb. Yes, it is my favorite thing, said Dad. But that comb is very precious, said Mom, helping Dad to put everything back into the suitcase. You don't want to lose it. I wouldn't lose it, said Dad, picking up and admiring the red rubies which sparkled into the handle. Look how it shines. That suitcase took up so much space that there was barely room for Pink Rabbit, Honey Blossom, and me to sit in the back. It wasn't very comfortable. It was a long drive. Pink Rabbit kept bouncing up and down on my lap, trying to spot a sea out of the window. Bounced, 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 and then at least bounce. Because finally there it was, the blue sparkling sea, like a getting ribbon across the horizon. The sea! I shouted. There's the sea! We are here! Honey Blossom waved the little crabby arms in approval. Mom started to humming as she drove the car down a bumpy countryside line. Pink Rabbit and I started out of the window. At the end of the lane, there was a sign. It read, Welcome to Mermaid Bay Campsite. That's us, said Mom cheerfully, driving past the sign and into the small field with lots of tents in it. Isn't it just lovely? Said Mom as she parked up and got out the car. Breathe in the lovely sea air, Isadora. I took a long sniff, so did Pink Rabbit. It smelled sandy and flesh. Mom magicked tents up. The only Mom and Dad, Honey Blossom, were sharing it really huge. And not usual looking. You can't always come into our tent if you're getting scared at night, said Mom. I wouldn't be scared, I laughed. I'm a half vampire. I love night. Dad was busy rolling through his suitcase. I know I will be putting bad pattern wallpaper somewhere, he muttered. And it's which suitcase did I put my Papa for poster bed? And where's the earth am I supposed to plug in my portable fridge? By the time we were up unpacked it was dark. Mom and I made campfire, and we all sat round and toasting marshmallows on long sticks. Isn't it wonderful, said Mom. This is what camping is all about, I nodded. My mouth was full of gooey marshmallow. Even Dad seemed to have parked a little bit since the sun had gone down. He stuck a straw of his cartoon of red juice and started up the sky. You can see more stars now that we are into the countryside, said Dad. He leaped on into the fetch's special astronomer's telescope with their tents. I'm going to stargaze all night, he said happily. No, not all night, said Mom. You need to get some sleep, so we can't have a day at beach tomorrow. But vampires are awake at night and sleep in the day. It's what we do, he gasped. Just try it, said Mom. Dad sighed. I'll try, he promised.